Kamangunenyu ale imite komye eng olda tugul ole imitei agwatochin eng logoiwekab emet kong'ete Kass TV ne somanun kwane Bernard Tanoi kimite ak Naomi Cherotich eng kebeberta nebo kabarunoik ara itagat kitaune logoiwek chok kebeberta noto nebo Chesongoch eng Marakwet East ole kagomong'e meng'ikab kebeberat bo Chesongoch eng Marakwet East akosom serikali komatkoistogei eng kebeberat bo Chesongoch agoi kenyor biik koboto borwek tugul chetomo kenyor kosubkei ak nyasutiet nebo ng'asyokindetab ng'weny noto kibit eng wikit konye kosubkei ak meng'ichotok komatindoi ichek kamugetab kosuldae chengsetab biik ak borwek chebetyotin ako noto konyolu kondochi tetutionoto serikali agoi let. Bitu nitok eng kasarta nekachut betutab lo tetutik chebo sorunet ak chengset eng kebeberat bo Chesongoch ole takobetyotin biik cheite 16 chetesetai chengseng'wai kongenyoru report notok eng koindo kobun sirindenyo eng kebeberta nebo Elgeyo Marakwet Andrew Kimeto.
Kachut betutab lo nebo cheng'etab biik chekibet sobonwekwai eng nyasutietab ng'isiekanetab ng'weny eng Chesongoch Marakwet East ole takobetyotin biik 16 agoi nguni kosubkei ak meng'ikab komosato bo Chesongoch kong'ong kole bune uindo neo mising eng tetutyonoto bo cheng'etab biik ole katestai kokimit kosom serikali komatkoistogei eng komosata agoi kenyor borwekab bichoto 16.
Only challenge that we have, kuna maji mengi, matope na pia huko ni msitu. There is no way tunaweza pata mtu kwa hiyo msitu. Hiyo imesindikana kabisa.
Kuna shida na sana ni watu wamefunikwa. We don't have enough manpower to do so. We do it ourselves as a residents of this area.
Mpaka wa sasa hatujafanikiwa kupata mtu yeyote. Tungeomba serikali atusaidie kwa hali na mali, atupatie hata mfumo zaidi ili waweze kutusaidia kutafuta watu.
Kotinygei ak OCPD nebo Kerio Valley Sub-County Zablon Okoyo kamwa kole yae kit age tugul serikali asikoker kole kakinyor borwekab biik tugul chekibetyo kotinygei ak nyasutyonoto.
As at now, we have about 16 bodies still missing and our search is still on. The area is a little bit okay in terms of weather as today. Weather is not very much bad. It is our prayers that the rain subsides so that we get ample time to continue with our search and rescue.
Testai kora kandoik kobun county noto bo Elgeyo Marakwet kokoito guset nebo kautoetab biik kong'ete lagamoshek ako kebeberwek alak chemaimuch kobitune ng'isiekanoshekab ng'wony asikekeran nyasutik cheu choto eng betusiek chemite tai.
Tunataka kuona kama watu wanaweza rudi sehemu ya chini wapate kulima kwa sababu ni shamba nzuri wakisaidiwa na serikali, ama tupate kuona tutafanya nini kwa watu wapate kuacha kuishi katika ile milima. Saa zingine ni ngumu pia kuwatoa ama kuwalazimisha kwa sababu ni shamba zao na wamekuwa kishi. So baada ya hiyo kama viongozi inabidi tuketi chini, tuongee na tuone ni nini ambaye kitakachofanya.
Kong'ete county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Andrew Kimeto.
Ketesetai ko kakoesho ministry nebo somanet logoiwek chekoletagei kole kokotes serikali fees chebo sukulishekab boarding chebo senior secondary schools. Kamwa minister nebo somanet Migos Ogamba kole maiman logoiwek choto ako unotok komanyolu konyor kaiweisiet sigik amu mamite fees chekokites eng sukulishek choto. Kaikimit Ogamba kole fees chekilipani eng sukulishek boarding chebo senior secondary school kong'etu kou ole lipani serikali rabinikab capitation cheite 22,244 eng kipsomaniat age tugul eng kila kenyit ako unotok komanyolu kobit kaiweisiet age tugul kotinygei ak logoiwechotok amu mamite fees alak tugul chokotes serikali ako unotok komakat eng sigik kolipan fees chekolipani yekiyat sukul eng tamit nenyonei nebo 2026.
As you may already know, We provide free compulsory basic education in line with Article 53 of our Constitution. The current education reform process that is geared towards the competency-based education will not change this fact. The approved rates of capitation remain in place. That's 1,420 per learner per year in primary schools. Kenya shillings 15,042 per learner per year in junior schools, and Kenya shillings 22,244 per learner per year in senior school. May I take this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to clarify that the government has not revised the boarding fees payable by learners at any level, including in senior schools. The approved boarding fees remains as has always been. Reports appearing in sections of the media today, to the contrary, are incorrect.
Mache governors chebo emoni keyochi walutik ng'atutik chetelelchini legutab konyoiset noton nebo SHA asikeisto kebeberwek chechile serkalishekab county. Kondochin nebo ng'echeret eng committee nebo konyoiset eng Council of Governors na ine kora ko governor nebo Mombasa Abdul Swamad Nasir kole masikchini kikoch kerkong'et counties angot komaikoito rabinikab SHA chekitilen kiboitinikab counties koityi legunoto bo SHA eng kasarta nemagat ak kunoto ko magat keyochi walutik ng'atutik choto asimatestai kikoch kerkong'et counties eng kasarta nekayengei eng kokoitoetab rabinik chata. Kandirekchi Nasir kit nemagen anan nekimagen counties kokoito rabinikab SHA koite tarik 9 arawet age tugul ako chutige serikali eng katyaktaetab rabinik koityi counties ak kunoto ko magat keyai walutik choto asikosulda konyoiset tab SHA eng oret nenyolu eng counties chebo emoni.
I'm proposing that our secretariat with the legal team to immediately come up with amendments to the SHA law. Because once that is law, one, it has to be embedded in law. What is the time frame that they're actually meant to pay? What date are they actually meant to pay? Two, what are the penalties? So we come up and draft amendments that are going to be something that is going to be very, very shaky. The issues that are there is delay in payment. So we have to make it very clear that the same way they're saying that by 7th, by 9th, that there's a cutoff. Our proposal will be that within this period of time, the following 9th or the following 10th or the following 15th, they should have already paid to the facilities. Two, it also has to be very clear in that particular legislation. Because you see, they have a whole thing, the one for the digital health. But there's nowhere that talks about what happens when there's no connectivity. So we have to amend that law to include, I don't want to go to that example, but what is going to happen one day if they decide to shut down the internet?
Our disbursement will come after 9th. By the time we remit, it will be around 17th. We will not remit less money for SHA simply because the date passed. But for the time when they have not been able to get our remittance, our people will be locked out. It is as if we have a date with when we have to get sick. If there's a way we can tell our people don't get sick during this period, then that will be easy. But diseases are there all the time. So why this discrimination? There's national government employees. Are they also being locked out? Of course not. So what arrangement they make? This is blunted discrimination, Chair, without even trying to hide anything.
Health financing in counties. You realize, Your Excellencies, as a result of withdrawal of USZ government, So many of the programs were actually cut short midway. What is it? What is the effect of the same in terms of running health function at the county? And what is it that you're supposed to do moving forward so that even the gains that have been for the last 12 years then are not lost as a result of this cut-off?
Eng kasarata ko kagomonge ofisaek cheechen chetelelchin tetutikab tililindo eng serkalishekab county akolose tetutietab SHA eng mwaet kole wendi koibu walet neo mising eng kokoitoetab konyoiset koityi biikab emet eng komoswek tugul chebo emoni kong'alalsot eng tuiyetab kila kenyit neiyumi CECs chebo tililindo kobun serkalishekab county nekotoige eng Nairobi komwa ofisaechoto kole togu kotesetai serikali kokimiti kasuldaetab SHA asikoityi biik tugul akonyor tetutikab konyoiset eng oret nenyumnyum. Koboibochi ofisaechoto bo tililindo kotorchinetab SHA nebo kokimit kokoitoetab toretosiek koityi biik kubun legut noton nebo Emergency Services and Critical Illness Fund koboto nebo National SHA Ambulance Dispatch netetat kelumda eng betusiek chebwone netokchinigei kokanapta tetutikab konyoiset eng counties chebo emoni.
This unit was formed to ensure that we improve our emergency services, and not only emergency services, to make sure that we improve our pre-hospital care and our hospital care. You don't need to be put on a border. You don't need to be put on a pro box with people who do not know what they are doing. You need a trained personnel who will come pick you up.
As a country, we established the Emergency Chronic and Critical Illness Fund. That did not exist. Before is kama huna pesa, you may not get emergency healthcare services, or the hospital will try and help you somehow. But in the last 10 years, we have a fund. The fund, again, being operationalized, will ensure that these emergency care centers I was talking about are able to provide that emergency care and not worry about where the money is coming from. They're able to claim from the fund based within the guidelines and get reimbursed. So we are on the right trajectory.
I think a big plus that we are also seeing is the setting up of the National Ambulance Dispatch Center by SHA. So we are also working hand in hand with the SHA to ensure that this dispatch center is set up well.
Without SHA, there's some services probably for emergency care that the clients will have to pay. But you see, if even the ambulances are onboarded with the new emergency care that is coming to SHA, we will be able to benefit as a county. You see now, emergency care already it fits in the PHC model. We will still benefit and claim.
Unfortunately, after the USAID stop work order, a number of the partners have pulled out of Marsabit, just like several other counties, and this has greatly affected our performance in terms of reaching to those who in the far-flung areas, and our outreach services are shrinking.
Our casualty at Machakos Referral Hospital handles a workload of 4,500 patients every month, and 30% of those numbers are as a result of road traffic accidents. As a result of trainings that have been done, especially to the borders, because those are people who are the first responders at every emergencies. We have been doing a lot of capacity support for them, and that network has been able to help us improve on our response.
Kagogoito kurset Principal Secretary nebo Uotet anan Immigration Dr. Belio Kipsang koityi biikab emoni kolipan rabinik chebo boisionik cheterter chebo serikali anan services koboisien oret nebo simet ama cash asikeisto soya ak chorset age tugul. Kong'ololi eng tuyet nekayai ak ofisaekab bounotet cheboto kirwogik eng sukulitab barak nebo Masai Mara University eng county nebo Narok, komwa Dr. Kipsang kole kilipani services chebo serikali eng muswoknotet noton nebo e-citizen ak kounoto komachamdaat kikoito rabinik eng cash. Bitu nitok eng kasarta nekokeisto ofisaek 7 eng department nebo uwatet anan immigration chekitinygei ak asoya eng tiletab passports ole kakon kateunet belio kole kipchini kakwautik chekimen ofisaekab serikali chetinyegei ak asoya. Bitu nitok kora eng kasarta notok kokwal serikali mashinit notok kikotoret kochokchi tiletab kibandok ak IDs koboto passports koityi biikab emet ole eng nguno konyoru biikab emet kibandok ak passports eng kasarta nenwach kokoikoito somet notok nebo kikoch kartasisiek chotok bo komonut.
One of the reasons why we migrated our services to a digital system was exactly to avoid some of these consequential effects of people not remitting resources. And I don't understand why a Kenyan would go and pay money, yet we have said very clearly that all payments are done in a digital way through 22222. So anybody purporting to pay monies for any service that is offered by government now is being frauded. And I ask Kenyans not to fall into those traps, because there are no services where we go pay money in cash. All our services now are paid through 22222 in the e-citizen system. And any of our officers who will be found to be involved in any fraudulent activities, then they will be dealt with as individuals, because that will be a criminal offense, and they will go through the criminal justice system, and they will be dealt with in that particular way. We are using very modern technology through what we call live capture systems. The live capture systems is such that these machines, the live capture units, are able to capture the biometrics, the fingerprints, they are able to capture your photo, they are able to capture all the other information. The information is typed in directly. We have a scanner within the machine that is able to scan and upload the information that we require in the documents. Upon capturing all that information, the data is transmitted directly to our headquarters. And once they are at the headquarters, then it is verified and you can get your ID the same day. If you are in Nairobi and you do that in the morning, goes through the verification. If you are to come to our offices at 5, you can literally pick your ID. But because of logistics and transportation, it takes 3 to 7 days to reach certain parts of the country. But it has increased the efficiency of our work in terms of service delivery. And that is the future. And as we are all aware, the president seized the issues of vetting. And this vetting really disadvantaged certain regions, including Narok. Narok has a very long border with Tanzania. And out of the vetting processes, some of our people have failed to get their IDs because some of them were reluctant to submit themselves to vetting. But now, with the cessation of vetting, those historical challenges that our people got have now been removed.
Ketesetai ko karutechi kandoindet noton nebo chamaitab Wiper Kalonzo Musyoka kebeberta noton kikonorchi neke Prime Minister Raila Odinga eng kebeberta nebo Bondo eng Siaya County ole kaikoito tuga eng kabwatetab Raila. Kongolole kokebata kukoitoi tuga akorutechi kebeberta kikonorchi Raila komwa Kalonzo kole kiibet ine chorwet notok kitindoi maket nebo koker kole kabit tuguk chemiachen eng emoni ako notok ko kiibet emoni kandoindet nekiborchigei koker kole kabit walet eng emet. Ngebagwe county noton nebo Uasin Gishu ole kagumonge boisiek chebo bororietab Luo ak Kalenjin eng taonitab Eldoret akoboibochi kibagenge nekibor kandoik ak biikab bororiosiek chotok oeng yekingobet sobet neki Prime Minister Raila Odinga kong'alalsot kokebata tuyet nekayai eng Eldoret kosom boisiek chotok kotestai tilyandit nemie eng kwenutab bororiosiek chotok akot eng kasarta nekitokyingei lewenisiet neo nebo 2027 kokinyoru report notok eng koindo kobun sirindenyo eng taonitab Eldoret Isaac Kogei.
Eng tuyonotok kaindochi boisiek chotok chebo Luo ak Kalenjin Council of Elders kotokyingei kabektaetab kongoi eng kandoik ak alak eng boisiekab Kalenjin chekirutochi kebeberta notok nebo Oboda Farm nemitei eng county notok nebo Siaya kuririo ak familia notok nebo neki Prime Minister Raila Odinga.
Walisimama na walijitokeza na wakatuonyesha ya kwamba kati yao wote wako na upendo kati sisi wote, kati yao sisi na Wajaluo. Nasema ni asante kwa kabila wote wa Kenya. Ya pili, wacha niwape asante kuu kwa jamii wetu wa Kalenjin ambapo tuko nao kwa miji wa Eldoret, kwa kile ambapo walitufanyia. Walifanya mambo ya busara wakati tulipoteza baba. Walionyesha ya kwamba baba ni mtu yao, baba ni mtu yetu, baba ni mtu ya Kenya mzima. Na walijitokeza wanapobeba ng'ombe 80 wakichukua wasee wa jamii wa Kalenjin na jamii wa Luo wanapoenda nayo kupeleka ng'ombe. Hiyo ni asante sana kwa jamii wa Kalenjin ambapo walifanya hiyo shughuli.
Kaiwekchi kongoi icheket seneta nebo county nebo Uasin Gishu Jackson Mandago ak boisiekab Kalenjin chekituyogei tugul eng kasarta noton nekibarirek. Kit noton nemwoe kole nitok kowendi kokimite tilyandit nemie eng kwenutab bororiosiek chotok tuwai.
Ningependa kusema wasee wetu wa Luo, wasee wetu wa Kalenjin isikuwa ni mwanzo na isikuwa ni mwisho.
We are here to say thank you to our Kalenjin community for the great job they did. They did a great job under the organization of the Senator Mandago and under the organization of our beloved Governor, Dr. Chilimo.
Kosom boisiek chotok bo Miot Kalenjin Council of Elders boisiek chotok bo The Luo kotestai komeng'is tugul eng kibagenge eng Uasin Gishu ak kwamda kalyet.
Wakalenjin katika Uasin Gishu wanapongeza community ya Luo akiongozwa na Raila mwenyewe ambaye ni kiongozi wa nchi. Kwa nini tunapongeza? Politically tunapongeza yeye kwa sababu aliungana na serikali yetu tukufu ambayo inaongozwa na Mheshimiwa Bwana Ruto mwaka jana. Bado wangali tunakumbuka hawa, tunamwambia tuko pamoja na nyinyi. Na mwisho tunamwambia watu wetu katika kaunti ya Uasin Gishu wote ambayo wanaishi katika Uasin Gishu tusiti kuendelee na umoja wetu.
Kakimwa ni hapa ni nyoto tugul keleji kibeb kemwa mutyo akaketa mutyo noto kukiboisiek chebo Kalenjin keleji tupchosiek chok chebunu Kisumu kiyai kou noto akobo mukima kochamenyo kokikemuite tugul ako kabwaga kokinyo kemeng'isie tugul kalyet ak keyai boisionik chok akikonyit serikali nemi eng tai akemete bolotet nemotoreti.
Tumwambia wasee wengine wenzetu kabila zote ya Kenya mzima tuwe tukivoesa maneno ambaye inaonekana imekuwa mbaya.
Ngoja mnyo biik chok ngana sheshek ngeistoege tukun cheyachen okwek chemobwau chebo kutuswek alak kimi pamoja kimi.
Kwa hivyo ile kitu tunataka leo tumeanza hii safari ya muungano ya kuleta amani na sio katika jamii wa Jaluo peke yake na Wakalenjin. Tutaunganisha pia wale wa jamii wenye wako hapa kwa sababu sasa tuko katika sehemu ya Uasin Gishu ambaye saizi ni Eldoret City na ni cosmopolitan town.
Kabit nitok betusiek cheng'ering'en kong'ete korutochi boisiek chotok Kango ka Jaramogi ak Oboda Farm eng county notok nebo Siaya kokweri tuga 80 chotok chebo kawektaetab mutyo. Kong'etegei taonitab Eldoret eng county nebo Uasin Gishu logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Isaac Kogei.
Kongete taunit noton nebo Eldoret kebendi agoi taunitab Bomet eng Bomet County ole bendi konyoru kelchin kimonjororinik anan kiplelutinik chekiyai lelutik chemengechen cherototin eng korkoretab Bomet kobun tetutiet netokchinigei kechuchuch koitetab biik cherototin eng korkoranata neindochin kapkirwok nebo Bomet ole koek chetai konyoru kelchin kobun tetutionoto kiplelutinik 48 chekakitiakta eng korkoranata. Kamwa kirwokindet neo nebo kapkirwokonoto bo Bomet Justice Julius Ngarngar kole kikochini kora kiplelutinik ratet nebo gaa nebo probation eng ichek chekiyai lelutik chemengechen ole kisuldoen tetutionoto kila kokebata arawek 2 kokinyoru report noto eng koindo kobun sirindenyo eng taunit noto nebo Bomet Festus Rono.
Kakisuldaen tetutyonoton nebo kitiakta kimonjororinik 48 en korkoretab Bomet ole kaindochi tetutyonoton kirwokindet neo nebo kapkirwok nebo Bomet Honorable Justice Julius Ngarngar en tokyin nebo kekirinda chiletabgei en korkorosiek. Kamwa Justice Ngarngar kole tetutyonoton kowendi kisuldoen kila kokaibata arawek 2 ole kaaror ine kole alak en chekanyor kelchin kokakitiakta kotugul ko alak kokakirotyi gaa nenaat ko probation.
Bill na nyinyi atawapea maelezo zaidi jinsi ambavyo mtatakiwa, lakini nimewajulisha kama uko kwa CSO masaa ya kufanya ni mawili kwa siku si ndivyo? Lakini mnaweza kusikizana na mwenye anakusimamia kama unaweza fanya masaa 4, hiyo ni mambo yenu, na ama ufanye masaa 6 ndio upunguze siku zingine ushughulikie mambo yako, ni sawa, bora ufanye hiyo kazi. Na tutakuwa tunafanya hii exercise every 2 months. Tunataka every 2 months tutakuwa tunakuja hapa. After this in fact the probation shida waje kuja hapa, tunataka file zingine zikuje so that ikiwa hizi hazija kuwa captured hata hiyo December tukikuja tutafanya decongestion nyingine zifuatane tu mbio so that mpungue pia hapa ndani, msiwe wengi sana. Wale wanatakikana kuwa hapa mkae mkiwa at least relax kidogo, si ndio? Tusiwe na kujifinya sana.
En kasaraton komwa ine kole wendi kapkirwok nebo Bomet koborien kirwokutik en chokchinet asikisto basetab kirwokutik en kapkirwok ak missing kokimit ine kole kirwokutik chemengech cheu chebo maywek chemoyonotin konyolu kerotyi biik chekinyoru lelutik cheu choton timin nebo korkorosiek nenaat ko probation.
Na tutaendelea kushughulikia kesi zenu kwa njia ambayo inahitajika. Tutajaribu kuzifanya haraka. Wale wa plea bargain tunaendelea kuzishughulikia hizo. Tunaomba radhi pia kuwa hearings kidogo zimekuwa zikichelewa, mashahidi hawakuji. Na tumeongea na leo tu hii nimeongea na kiongozi wa mashtaka kuwa tunahitaji kufanya kitu. So atakuwa na mkutano tuhakikishe kuwa kesi wakati imewekwa for hearing they pick. Na hiyo tunaweza kuhakikishia tutafanya hiyo. So kwa wale wengine tafadhali kama una kesi hizi ndogo ndogo, nimeongea na tutaendelea kuongea na mahakimu wetu. Tunataka mpate vifungu vya nje sana. Kama utakuwa na hatia tuwape nini za nje. So msione kuwa hatushughuliki hapo, tutashughulikia nyinyi vilivyo. Especially hizi kesi za pombe, hizi za creating disturbance. Tafadhali kama unajua ulifanya kosa hilo, kubali so that yaishe mapema, si ndivyo? Yes. Labda ile complex cases ndio tuendelee kusikiza.
Alak en ofisaek chekomiten ko prosecutor nebo Bomet Chuti Koech, ofisayat netononchin korkoretab Bomet Otieno Onyango en kwenutab ofisaek alak.
So kwa hii decongestion exercise tumeidentify makesi na kwa sababu kila kitu imesemwa.
I think we highlighted some challenges which maybe we are not going to share, we are not going to present, but we'll share them through memorandum, both from inmates, remandees and staff.
Kongeten county nebo Bomet logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyun ko Festus Rono.
Kakokoito kateunet minista nebo kabatisiet Mutai Kagwe koityi kandoikab bolotet komat koteshi bolotet alyetab chaik netesetai koibu neregek eng kwenutab kabatik. Kamwa Kagwe kole mitei kandoikab bolotet chekokotestai koyae bolotet alyetab chaik asikoityi magutikwak ichegei, kit nemanyolu amu ibu terchinosiek eng emet. Ole kasom kandoichoto kotoret eng istoetab kaimutik chemitei sekta nebo kabatisietab chaik nekatateshin bolotet alyetab chaik.
Let me explain this very slowly and very clearly. Sisi tunauza chai kwa wale wako Ulaya. Ile chai mingi yetu inaenda Ulaya. You cannot force a tea buyer to buy one tea instead of another tea. Wewe mwenyewe binafsi, ukienda hapa dukani na unataka kununua ketepa, hatuwezi kukulazimisha ununue ingine isipokuwa ketepa. Mama akitumana dukani anamwambia mtoto, nenda uniletee ketepa. Ukikuta ingine urudi uniambie ni hiyo ingine, nikwambie kama utaichukua ama uchukui. Vile vile Ulaya ni namna hiyo. Tunakuwaga na chai mingi. Na sio sisi tu peke yetu. Ceylon wako na chai yao. Nchi zingine zina chai yao. Na tunapeleka hizo zote katika soko moja ya huko dunia nzima. Ni hawa wanasema ni chai gani wanataka kununua. It is auctioned. Tunasema hii ni bei fulani na hii ni bei fulani. But there is a solution to this problem. Kwa sababu sisi hatutaki, mimi nikiwa kama waziri, sina pande hii ama pande hii. Mimi sina east, sina west, sina north, sina south. Kweli. Mimi sina upande yoyote. But I want to say this for clarity. Tea issues are not political. Tea taste issues are not political issues. They are technical issues. It is a technical issue. We have also got options. Na tuwaambia watu wa KTDA wafanye hivi. We have said the tea market is also open. It's also open on the internet. Wewe ukiwa na majani yako, usikie pale unauza sio mzuri, it is open for you to sell anywhere in the world. Uuzie mtu yeyote ambaye unataka. Kwa hivyo ukiona pande hii bei hapana mzuri, you are free. Uende pande ingine. Tuko sawa sawa? My job, mimi kazi yangu is to make sure that tea is of high quality across Kenya. Across the whole country. Na mimi nafanya kazi na watu wa East, ndio tuone ya kwamba the quality of tea has become better. The marketing of tea has become better. So that the prices of tea can be more or less the same.
Kekushikong logoiwek choto chebo mungaret ole kaibarasta kampunitab Safaricom melekwokik chekotesokis eng kebeberta 22 eng bokol agoi bilion 58.2 eng arawek 6 chetai chebo kenyini chebo yaetab mungaret. Koborostoi walutik chotok komwa CEO nebo Safaricom Dr. Peter Ndegwa kole kolany melekwokik chotok konyor Safaricom kosubkei ak mungaret nemie nekoyai kampunit notok bo Safaricom koboto asenet kitigin nekonyor kampunit notok eng mungaret eng Kenya ak emetab Ethiopia. Ko eng mungaret notok nebo emetab Ethiopia kokonyor Safaricom melekwokik cheite bilion 42.8 kokakeisto aisurushek, kit neiboru kole tesetai kwendi barak mung'aret noton nebo kampunitab Safaricom eng emoni. Kokinyoru report notok eng koindo kobun sirindenyo Samson Kurgat.
Kamwa CEO nebo Safaricom Peter Ndegwa kole iboru notok chamet netinye biikab emoni kampunitab Safaricom ak boisionikwak.
Safaricom Kenya achieved 194 billion Kenya shillings in service revenue, which is a growth of 9.3% year on year. Earnings before interest and taxes, which is EBIT, grew 13.1% to 89.5 billion, and net income grew 22.6% to 58.2 billion Kenya shillings. We are seeing steady growth across all our customer groups, thanks to strong execution and innovative products. Our segment strategy is paying off. We've built tailored offers and segment-led solutions, giving customers more options and choice.
Safaricom Kenya ak Ethiopia kokonyor billion 42.8 kokokeisto aisurushek melekwek chekotesak eng koitetab 52.
Safaricom Ethiopia continues to operate in a highly challenging environment despite notable commercial progress and momentum on the key network and commercial KPIs in the first half of this financial year. Notwithstanding these challenges, we demonstrated resilience and growth across business units, achieving the milestone of going beyond 10 million 3-month active customers in just over 2.5 years after commercial launch. The growth is very impressive. Service revenue grew by 11.1% to close at 200 billion Kenya shillings. Let's clap for that. EBIT, which is earning before interest and tax, jumped 54.5% to 65.2 billion Kenya shillings, and net income grew 52.1% to 42.8 billion Kenya shillings.
Sekta nebo boisietab musoknotet ko kokon kebeberta neo nebo rabisiek neiboru chongindab biik cheboisie internet eng simoisiek ak korikwak.
Over 25.7 million customers in Kenya use 4G plus devices on our network, half of whom are very active users very active data users of more than 1 GB per month. In financial services, we are scaling our M-Pesa ecosystem by accelerating customer growth and merchant integration. We are driving Kenya's digital transformation, powering growth in both public and private sectors. More for More offer platform that is aimed at driving revenue growth, increasing M-Pesa usage, and accelerating customer acquisition and strengthening brand affinity.
Aripotenchini Kass logoiwekab emet eng county nebo Nairobi, kainenyu ko Samson Kurgat.
Kongeker logoiwek choto chebo urerioshek ole tesetai kochopchingei timitab Kenya urerioshek chebo Deaflympics chekiyoe eng taonitab Tokyo eng emetab Japan kong'ete wikit nenyonei. Labatindet nemokoi kolabat eng urerioshek chotok ko labatindet Elkana Rono newendi kolabati labatetab 800 meters ak moche ine koter title nenyi nebo labatanata.
So I have been here training in camp. The feeling is it is nice. The coaches, they are teaching us more, and it's almost the same with the hearing people, the training. But the last 2 years, I was in Brazil. I got a gold medal, and now in Japan. And I am hoping also to get a gold medal, and it's possible to get that. So we have a plan. So I am going to be on the lane. I'm going to be like their leader, and then Brian, and then John. So my goal, I am feeling very nice because my goal is to get a gold, not any other medal, but a gold. So when I was in primary school, my dad and my uncle, Uncle David, he taught me and I learned from him because he was so big, and he taught me about training, and he taught me how my legs should move, and my family has really been motivating me. Now when I joined high school there in the Rift Valley, I was winning till now because I was training the 800 and the 1500. I've been focusing on those two. I've been winning, and I have been winning even the 800 meters. That is simple, the 800 meters for me, but now the 1500, it was a bit hard because Eldoret, I was competing there in Eldoret with the hearing members, so I've been learning. So when I came here in the 800, it was easy, but now the 1500, it's a little bit hard.
Ko ako yotok ko kakeit let eng logoiwekab emet chekaitun eng inguni kong'ete Kass TV. Kainenyu ko Bernard Tanui, kokimite ak Naomi Cherotich eng kebeberta noton nebo kabarunoik. Amagun kit age tugul nemie, testai iker Kass TV amu kimnotet naet